Here's how to register for classes at Trine University dual enrollment. The first thing is to complete the application. Let's click on that link. All right, that brings us to sorry. Let's see. This brings us to our application management page. If you filled out an application with us before, you can try the login button. If you're a first-time user, go ahead and click create an account. You'll need access to your email address. So go ahead and enter your email address. Mine is mine is reevesg at trine.edu. By the way, if you have any questions, you can contact me at that email. My last name is Reeves. Your birth date, whatever your birthday is, we'll just say, I'm going to say January 1st for me. And then you're going to choose a year. We'll say 2000. Okay, and go ahead and continue. All right, so the email was sent to me. I'm going to go check my email, and once I have my temporary PIN, it should be from my email inbox. I'll be able to enter it here. Okay, well, I checked my temporary PIN, and I was able to copy it from my email inbox, and so I entered that there. I'll check my birthday. This is not my real birthday. I am older than 20. But anyway, let's take a look here. Okay, so then it's going to ask for a new password. I'm going to set that password, and once I've done that, I can move into my application. When you choose your password, a couple things. It needs to be at least one letter. Or sorry, well, it says one letter, one capital letter, one number. You need at least 12 characters, and your new passwords must match. It took me a moment to come up with one, but make sure if you need to, one way that you can add 12 characters is just use the last 4 digits of your phone number. Okay, and I've just set my password. So it says you've not started an application using this account, so go ahead and click Start a New Application, and for the dual enrollment application cycle. Okay, so I think there's a problem here. Okay, once you've gotten to this personal background section, make sure that you fill in as much personal information as possible. Most people do not have a suffix. If you choose RET, that means retired. CPA means you're an accountant. Most of you are neither retired nor accountants, so please don't add a suffix unless it's absolutely true. Your address, you should include your street address, your city, your state. Most of you will be in Indiana. Your postal code is the same as a zip code. Your email address should be the email that you're able to check. And then your telephone numbers. If you've got a mobile phone, a cell phone, you can add your mobile phone here. If you don't have a daytime telephone number, you could include your parents' telephone number or your home phone. If you don't have a home phone, you can use another cell phone that's connected to you, parent or guardian. You can choose your sex, your birth date. Citizenship questions, generally speaking, your citizenship is the place where you live and can vote. If you are a dual citizen, hopefully you'll know that, and you can add that dual citizenship. Next up is your Social Security number. If you don't know your Social Security number, you can skip this for now. However, you will need to get that to us sometime. Generally speaking, we do collect some information about race and ethnicity. You can enter whichever group you identify with. Okay. And let's continue. All right. It's going to ask you about your academic history. Generally speaking, you can just choose your institution. So just an example, if I chose Angola High School, it's going to generate the schools. For example, I don't want to choose, Angola, Louisiana. So just look for the place where your school might be located. If you click on that, it's going to automatically generate the CEEB code, and then you can move on. Your level of study, for dual enrollment, you're all going to select high school. Your GPA, we're going to focus on getting your GPA from your high school transcript, so you can use your GPA that you remember most recently, but we'll be checking it from your transcript. So for example, if you've got excellent grades, you might have a 4.0 on a scale of 4.0. That's great. And then you don't have to submit a transcript at this time. Your guidance counselor will be submitting that. Okay, and then you can click save and move on, and the school will show up. Okay. Next step would be test details. If you happen to have some tests that would help your status in the program, you can add those tests. If you haven't taken a test, and I know this year a lot of tests were canceled, you don't need to add a test at this time. Okay, so this should say dual enrollment 2020, so maybe we'll fix that. You're going to choose which semester this is going to be. So for us, it's going to be fall 2020. Your intended major is really just sort of what classes interest you. So some of you are really interested in plastics engineering, for example, or civil engineering. You can choose one of those. If you don't have a great idea about what you want to take, you can choose the undeclared major. Okay, and then your anticipated college entrance term is the fall following when you graduate from college, or from high school, that is. So in this case, if you're graduating this year, if you're a senior, your fall 2021 will be your anticipated college entrance term. We offer our dual enrollment programs in 3 different modalities. One is you can take courses on our main campus. Many of you are taking our courses as academic experience at your high school. So if you're taking it at your high school, you're going to mark academic experience. Okay. And if you're taking it on the campus, you can be in the campus experience. All right. Do you have internet access at home? This is a question to ask about whether you have an email. Okay. And then hopefully you know your parents' email address. And then you should also enter your personal email address. If you don't know your parents' email address, my suggestion would be to reach out to them now and go ahead and find out what their email is and then enter it in this box. Okay, and then the very last section, it asks if after you enter your signature, hit submit and do a final review of your application. In place of your signature, please type your full name. And again, this is a test, so I'm just marking test. Okay, and then once you're done, they're going to ask me about my personal background, so I can do that, and I'll enter that here, and then I'll be able to complete the application.